Okay guys, this is video 2 on 3/11. Alright, so I know this is 3 days old, but I just received it. And so I'm going to read as confirmation of my dream that I am uploading. So if this one uploads first, you got to watch the first video before you can understand what I'm saying. But it says, here it comes, globalist calls for cashless society in response to coronavirus, warning physical money is dirty. Okay, which is obvious. Money is dirty. And that no man might buy, sell, or trade, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. The cryptic verse from the book of Revelations describes a future dystopian world where cash is no longer king, as it's been replaced by the mark of the beast that's right now being unveiled before our very eyes in response to the Wuhan coronavirus COVID-19. Not long after Beijing started quarantining physical money all throughout China because it might be infected with the novel virus, the Federal Reserve here in the United States decided to do the same thing by quarantining physical dollars that it repatriates from Asia before recirculating them in the U.S. financial system, according to a Fed spokesperson. While all money isn't quite yet being fully and systematically removed from American circulation, we're witnessing the precursors to this exact thing happening in the soon coming days as Wuhan coronavirus, COVID-19, fear and panic continues to run its treacherous course. The money quarantine decision comes as a precautionary measure, with the Fed indicating that said money will have to remain under mandatory lockdown for at least 10 days before recirculating. Specifics about how these paper dollars will be effectively sanitized before being reintroduced have not been disclosed by the Fed. Listen below as Mike Adams, the health ranger, warns about a new pandemic model predicts that upward of 2.1 million people will die from the Wuhan coronavirus in the United States alone. It's a depopulation. That's what this is. It's to depopulate and to have total control over the people, because that's what the Antichrist does. He wants to depopulate and have complete control. He wants those who actually want him, he wants to have control over them. And the coronavirus represents the perfect storm for unveiling the Antichrist. Prompting this Fed decision was a recent announcement made by the World Health Organization, a division of United States, about how the Wuhan coronavirus can supposedly live on banknotes, potentially exacerbating community spread of the disease. In order to reduce the risks involved with handling paper cash, the globalist entity added citizens everywhere should try to use a digital payments whenever possible and not to handle any cash if at all feasible. Combined with the looming prospects of medical martial law and widespread crackdowns on free movements in public, this eerie announcement by both the WHO and the Fed is oddly fitting. Not only does it show just how close we are to a societal collapse, but it also portends prophetic fulfillment in the soon arrival of the Great Tribulation, also known as the time of Jacob's trouble. As you may recall, Whole Food Markets, also known as Amazon Foods, is also introducing its own cashless payment system, as are medical companies that have introduced cashless payment bracelets containing people's personal medical records and other private information. Okay, and many different elements have been priming the public for the soon coming cashless world, which has never been as in plain sight as it is now, with the Wuhan coronavirus is making the rounds of increasingly global scale. Is the Wuhan coronavirus a planned precursor to crash the global system? Absolutely. And allow the phoenix or son of perdition to eventually rise from the ashes? Absolutely. Will this crisis be used as a perfect catalyst to effectively destroy the financial markets? Absolutely. Do away with all cash and currencies and implement a new digital payment system that will have to be implemented in people's bodies in the form of permanent. Put the pieces of the puzzle together for yourself, and you can probably answer these questions without us having to provide the answers. Okay? And to keep up with the latest Wuhan coronavirus news, be sure to check out pandemic.news. Okay? Also, BibleGateway.com, ZeroHedge.com, NaturalNews.com, and NaturalNews.com. This is the thing. I would not be listening to your regular news station. Like I said, they're trying to keep everything hush-hush. They don't even know how to handle the situation. They're the ones causing this panic, and that's why so many cities are already on lockdown. And I don't see, once they have it on lockdown, that it's going to get under control before we leave. It's just going to spread until the Antichrist rises. And this is what the Sanhedrin have been saying, that the Antichrist is coming. Well, they don't say the Antichrist. I call it the Antichrist because they call it their Messiah, because they don't believe that Jesus had come in the flesh. So because of that, it's their Messiah they're waiting on. But the Sanhedrin has predicted, as such time as this, that this is what's going to happen. And, Israel and Bethlehem and Iran and all those places have been hit because of, their sin, their disobedience to God. America has been founded as a godly nation with freedom. But the thing is, we're getting hit last because, we have, we're the ones that are the providers. We're the ones that's one with Israel. We're the ones that support Israel. We're the ones that, are one of the richest countries in the world. But also now the most poorest. And what I mean by that is the rejection of Christ, the how stingy America is what I mean. There's not a lot of love in this country, and people's wanting to flood on in, and what they're doing is causing our country to fall because we as a country have failed. You see, because we haven't relied on God to provide our basic needs, but instead the elite and everybody's putting their trust into this government, which is deceiving the people. As I get more information, I will keep it coming. So, God bless.